Hello, students. A very good morning to you all. Yesterday, we had studied about multi-purpose projects. Okay, we are on chapter number 8, our natural resources. The topic that we already completed is water. Water, as you all know, is very essential for our life. We need water for drinking, cooking, bathing, washing, and for all the activities in whole day we keep on using water. Water is very precious for our life. Okay, we studied about the multi-purpose projects. Okay, when dams are built to serve more than one purpose, they are called multi-purpose projects. We learnt about the projects that are Bhakranagal Dam. I have told you to remember the names on which these projects are built. Okay, then we learnt about Damodar Valley project, Faraka Barrage, Sardar Sarovar Dam. Okay, it is in our Gujarat. Okay, built on river Narmada. Many of you must have seen that. Okay, Sardar Sarovar Dam, Hirakud Dam, Nagarjuna Sagar Dam, and Idukki dams. We need to remember all these. Okay, now the topic that we will cover today is soil resources. Soil resources. Soil is an important natural resource. I repeat, soil is an important natural resource. It is the top layer of the earth's surface, in which plants and trees grow. Okay, on the topmost layer where trees and plants grow, that is called soil. That is called soil. I repeat, soil is an important natural resource. It is a top layer on the earth's surface on which plants and trees grow. Okay, now soil is formed by breaking up of rocks. Rocks, you know, that big on the mountains. The rocks that are breaking up into smaller pieces. Why they break? Due to the action of the sun, rain, and wind. Okay, due to the action of sun, rain, and wind. The heat. Okay, the sun heats the rocks. The sun heats the rocks and it causes them to crack. Rain beats against these cracked rocks. Okay, rain beats means it falls on the cracked rocks and causes them to break into smaller pieces. Fast winds scatter these pieces about. Okay, so this is how the soil is formed. Soil is formed by the breaking up of rocks into smaller pieces due to the action of sun, rain, and wind. Okay, how they play the role. Okay, the sun heats up the rocks and causes them to crack. Okay, due to severe heat, the rocks are turned into cracks. Okay, the rain beats against these cracked rocks, means it falls when it rains heavily, it falls on the cracked rocks and causes them to break into smaller pieces. Fast winds scatter these pieces about. All these gradually breaks the rocks down into grains of soil. Fast flowing rivers then carry these grains as silt and deposit them along the banks of as they flow towards the sea. Okay, so this is how soil is formed. Okay, the entire process of soil formation takes millions of years. Okay, it is not a 1 day, 2 day, or 1 year process. It takes millions of years. As rocks contain different chemicals and minerals, the soil formed from these rocks also contain these substances. Many minerals and chemicals are found in the soil. Now we shall study about types of soil. In India, in India, there are 6 types of soils. Okay, in India there is 6 types of soils. Okay, now alluvial soil, black soil, red soil, laterite soil, mountain soil, and desert soil. So we are going to study about these 6 different types of soil. Now coming to the first soil, that is alluvial soil. Alluvial soil is the most fertile soil found in India. I repeat, alluvial soil is the most fertile. Most fertile means it is very good for growing crops. Okay, crops turn out to grow very well in this type of soil. It is mostly found in the northern plains. Children, I hope you remember northern plains. Okay, physical division of India. The coastal plains, again, physical division. Okay, see the interconnection of the lesson from there to here. Okay, alluvial soil is the most fertile soil found in India. It is mostly found in the northern plains, the coastal plains, and the delta region of West Bengal. And the delta region of West Bengal. It is very rich in humus. It is very rich in humus. Now you must be thinking, what is humus? Humus is a substance. It is humus, okay? Humus is a substance made up of dead leaves and plants. Dead leaves and plants, which make the soil fertile and helps plants grow better. Okay, it is very rich in humus. Alluvial soil is very rich. Now humus is nothing but it is made up of dead leaves and plants. Okay, plants that leaves fall into the season. No, we studied about the falling up of leaves. Okay, we studied about the types in which the trees shed their leaves in the previous chapter. Okay, that is in chapter number 7, in deciduous forest. We had studied about the trees shed their leaves every year in dry season. Okay, so all these shedding up of trees, dead leaves and plants all together form humus, which is very good for alluvial soil, and all crops grow very well. A variety of crops, such as rice, wheat, maize, sugarcane, tobacco, cotton, jute, pulses, and oilseeds grow well in alluvial soil. I repeat, a variety of crops, a variety of crops such as rice, wheat, maize, sugarcane, tobacco, cotton, jute, pulses, and oilseeds grow well here. The picture that you can see below, it's about the rice cultivation is mainly done in the regions with alluvial soil and red soil. Okay, red soil we are going to study further, but this alluvial soil. So mainly in alluvial soil, rice cultivation. Rice cultivation means growing up of rice crop that grows very well in alluvial soil. Coming to the next is the black soil. The black soil, the name itself suggests black soil is dark in color. I repeat, black soil is dark in color and is formed up by the breaking up of rocks made of lava. It is found in the Deccan Plateau. This soil is good for growing cotton, wheat, sugarcane, and millets. So, here also we have to remember which crops are grown in which soil. Okay, we saw in alluvial soil the crops that are grown, such as rice, wheat, maize, sugarcane, tobacco, cotton, jute, pulses, and oilseeds. Same way in the black soil also, we have to remember that the crops that grow well are cotton, wheat, sugarcane, and millets. Next is the red soil. Red soil is found in the southern states of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Karnataka. It is also found in Maharashtra, Odisha, Jharkhand, and the northeastern states of Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, and Meghalaya. Just see the area that is covered under red soil. So many states. We are on page number 54. There is a map given. There is a map given consisting of types of soils in India. Types of soils in India. Now, the red soil, that is the last soil in the key, it shows orange color. Just see the area that is covered under red soil, a huge part and with many states. Okay, now let us see this soil. This soil is red in color. The name itself suggests red in color. Okay, and it is not very fertile. It is not very fertile. Alluvial is very fertile. Most fertile is alluvial, and red is not very fertile. Now let us see which crops grow well in red soil. Crops like groundnuts, millets, and rice. Rice we saw in the previous picture, na? Rice that is cultivated in alluvial soil and red soil. So the crops that grow well in red soil are groundnuts, millets, and rice. As I have told you before, I am repeating again. You have to remember which crops are grown in which soil. Okay, it can come up in fill in the blank, it can come up true false, it can come up in form of match the following, unscramble, any way. So this you have to remember. Okay, now the next soil that we are going to study is laterite soil. Okay, laterite soil is found in areas where there is heavy rainfall. I repeat, laterite soil is found in areas where there is heavy rainfall. It is found in parts of Kerala. Kerala, we know that it rains very heavily, no? Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Meghalaya. I repeat, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Meghalaya. Now let us see what is grown in laterite soil: tea, coffee, and rubber. I repeat, tea, coffee, and rubber can be grown in this soil. Laterite soil can also be used for making bricks. The meaning of the word bricks. Okay, you must have seen bricks being used for making house and buildings. Okay, it's red in color. Nowadays, cemented bricks are also available, but in olden times, okay, only red bricks. So this is laterite soil, which is red in color. No, sorry, laterite soil, It is found in areas where there is heavy rainfall, and tea, coffee, and rubber grow well in this soil, and this soil is used for making bricks. Coming to the next, that is mountain soil. The mountain soil is the word itself. See, mountain. You remember northern mountains, that is Himalayas? So, there in that area we find mountain soil. Mountain soil is found in mountainous regions of Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, and Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so these are all northern states. These are all North India states. Now, in this soil, let us see which crops are grown. Crops such as wheat, maize, barley, spices, tea and coffee, and fruits like apples are grown here. Okay, apples of Himachal Pradesh are very very famous. Okay, Jammu Kashmir, Himachal. Okay, so the other crops that are grown are wheat, maize, barley, spices, tea, and coffee. Now, coming to the last soil, out of 6, we studied 5. First is the alluvial soil, then we studied black soil, then we studied red soil, laterite soil, mountain soil, and last is desert soil. See the word desert. Does anything come to your mind? We have done deserts, no? The physical feature. Gujarat and Rajasthan come under this area. So let us see what is desert soil. Desert soil is found in the desert regions of Rajasthan and Gujarat, where there is little rainfall. Sorry to say, but little rainfall is given. That is why our Gujarat and Rajasthan are declared as desert regions. But this year, compared to the other places, it has rained quite heavily this year. Okay, we know before few days the situation was like raining all 24 hours with increasing and decreasing speed. Okay, so desert soil is found in the desert regions of Rajasthan and Gujarat, where there is little rainfall. The soil is sandy and not fertile. Not fertile. Okay, listen. Not fertile. Most fertile is alluvial. Most fertile is alluvial soil. Then we studied about it is not very fertile. That soil which is not very fertile is red soil. Okay, and this is not fertile, desert soil. It is sandy. Okay, and not fertile. But with the help of irrigation, crops like wheat, millets, dates, barley, maize, pulses, and cotton can be grown here. See, though it is a desert region, little rainfall, look at the amount of crops that are grown over here: wheat, millets, dates, barley, maize, pulses, and cotton. Okay, now the topic of conservation of soil has to be omitted. Okay, a part of this chapter. So, a small cross on the heading of conservation of soil. Soil, as we all know, though it is very very important. Okay, you have to omit, but little bit information I would like to give about conservation of soil. I repeat, conservation of soil topic is to be omitted. Omitted means not to be taken into consideration. In soil, you have to study only about formation of soil and different types of soils. Conservation of soil part is not to be done. Okay, but then also a little information which I would like to share with you, is soil being again a natural resource. The topmost layer of the soil, which is actually the most fertile part where uh, all the crops grow, it is many a times carried away by wind, rain. If it is very high speed wind blows, no, at that time also the topmost layer, the soil is blown away. Then if you know, if it is raining heavily, then also all the soil gets washed away with the water. Okay, and all this leads to soil erosion. Soil erosion is also caused by other factors like cutting down of trees. If we go on cutting trees, to satisfy our needs, it's creating a problem of soil erosion. Overgazing of land means if cows are taken to gaze on the same field every time, it leads to soil erosion. It reduces the uh, grass cover and leaves the soil unexposed in wind and rain. Okay, the soil erosion reduces the fertility of the soil, means the growing of the crops that are grown, no, the fertility reduces, so we don't get good output. But in short, you don't have to worry about conservation of soil. That part is to be omitted. Now here I have taken a map which is in your book page number 54. Look at the types of the soils. Okay, the topmost, that is brown in color, is the mountain soil, then below that, coming down, the green color, we studied about types of soils. Okay, 6 types. Here it is shown in the map. So the topmost brown is the mountain soil. Then coming down, the green one is the alluvial soil. Yellow is the desert soil. Okay, desert is a little bit our Gujarat, and more of Rajasthan is covered under desert soil. Then again come down, laterite soil. Okay, laterite, blue in color. Then we have mountain soil that we already studied, topmost, and last is red soil. Okay, the red soil area seems to cover a major part. Okay, then black soil is also there, which is grey in color. Our Gujarat is half of grey and other is green alluvial. Okay, so we have to keep in mind different types of soils. Okay, uh, in the next video I will be taking about let's recall point, new words, and cover all the textbook exercises along with question answers. Okay, till then I will not miss out to say you have to read the chapter carefully, not only once, maybe twice, maybe thrice. Watch the video carefully, previous videos also, as and when time permits you, watch the videos regularly, carefully. It will help you a lot. It will help you a lot. If you read the chapter carefully, that is also going to help you. In that case, you will be able to write the answers on your own, which will be a very good practice for you. Okay, so read carefully and watch the video carefully. Okay, till then, goodbye. Have a nice day. Take care.